Every day, each of us plays two characters: the daily self, who is distracted and preoccupied by the commonplace, and the higher self, an exalted awareness that observes, comprehends, and soars. These seemingly diverse identities are actually different parts of a same organism that is intimately intertwined together. The higher self, like a beautiful lighthouse, stands tall, steadfast, and emanates a constant beam of wisdom and truth. However, in the midst of the constant commotion of everyday thinking, this guiding light frequently remains unrecognized and unappreciated, quietly waiting to be discovered. Distinguishing the higher self from the constant buzz of ordinary thoughts is more than simply a philosophical exercise. It is a necessary step toward reaching a mind in harmony with the cosmos. Recognizing and aligning with our higher self, like tuning a radio to a certain channel, helps us to hear its knowledge clearly and immediately. This isn't only a mental exercise, it is the way to living your life to the fullest. Our mission becomes crystal apparent. We must learn to differentiate between noise and signal, daily thinking and the resonating voice of our higher self. By grasping this fundamental fact, you are on the verge of embarking on a profoundly life-changing journey, one of realization and deep connection with your higher self. Although the journey may look difficult at times, the benefits that await you are genuinely immeasurable, aligned with the present moment. When was the last time you felt completely present? The higher self dwells on this level right now, the realm of pure, unadulterated existence. Its voice is most audible when we are totally present in the now, free of past regrets or future worries. This isn't a passing moment of contemplation. This is a condition of constant awareness, of being one with each passing instant. Our greater self lives in the present moment, not in the past or the future. It's like a boat gliding across the great ocean of today, free of the weight of past baggage or the uncertainty of the future. It just exists, minute by moment, in perfect unison with the beat of the cosmos, the only time when true life occurs. The past is only a memory, and the future is only an idea waiting to be realized. This fundamental truth is understood by the higher self. It recognizes that by being completely present, we may participate with life deeply and truly. So, how can we connect ourselves with the present moment? It's not as elusive as it appears. It begins with a simple decision to become more alert, more watchful of your surroundings. It's about experiencing rather than doing, about relishing each moment as it arrives and letting go of the desire to control what happens next. Take a minute to calm your thoughts, focus on your breath, and simply be. By doing so, you are gradually but steadily tuning into the frequency of your higher self, connecting with the present moment and unlocking a new level of knowledge and life. Present-focused thoughts and words illuminate the route to clear communication with your higher self like a flashlight. There are no elaborate rituals or hidden languages in this mode of communication. It is as basic and natural as your breathing pattern, yet as profound as the world itself. When you concentrate on the now, you silence the cacophony of past regrets and future concerns. You remove the layers of distractions that frequently obscure our thinking. This clear mental space becomes a fertile field for clarity, where your higher self's message may reverberate loudly and be heard clearly. Consider the majestic oak tree standing tall in full glory. The oak seems unconcerned about the leaves it shed last fall or the acorns it will yield next season. Its concentration is on the now, and it remains unfazed in the face of time, robust and deeply anchored in the current moment. In this stage, the oak speaks with nature in a language that is beyond words. If you are depressed, you are living in the past, as the great Lao Tzu once observed. You are living in the future if you are concerned. You are living in the moment if you are at ease. So accept the current moment as it is. Tune in like you're listening to your favorite radio station. Communication with your higher self becomes as apparent as a lovely song on a peaceful night, at that frequency of present, focused thoughts and words. Accepting your existing circumstances is critical to connecting with your higher self. It's like a river pouring into the sea, blending with the immense expanse of understanding that your higher self possesses. Each reality, whether a joyful celebration or a painful lesson, is a stepping stone that brings you closer to your higher self's understanding. Consider your life events to be chapters in a book. Despite its own storyline, each chapter adds to the plot's growth, shaping the novel as a whole. Similarly, regardless of its nature, every event in your life pulls you towards progress, towards the wisdom of your higher self. But how can one embrace contemporary realities, particularly when they are difficult or painful? Acceptance, as many spiritual leaders and thinkers have stated, is the answer. Acceptance is not synonymous with resignation or surrender. It is about accepting the current moment without judgment. Understanding its ephemeral nature is accepting that every moment, good or unpleasant, goes. One of the most significant decisions you'll ever make, according to American author and motivational speaker Dyer, is deciding what type of world you want to reside in. Is it friendly and supporting, or antagonistic and unfriendly? Your world is shaped by your viewpoint. When you embrace each moment, you link yourself with the supporting cosmos, which opens up avenues of communication with your higher self. Increasing your spiritual consciousness is a fascinating tapestry of experiences, a twisting route of spiritual growth and discovery. It is a journey rather than a goal. Every move you take and every experience you have is a chance to broaden your spiritual consciousness. Your spirit needs consciousness, wisdom, and love to completely flourish, just as a seed requires water, sunlight, and nurture to grow into a flower. But where does this consciousness originate from? It comes from noticing your higher self's gentle whispers within the din of daily existence. It comes from being able to distinguish the slightest nudges, the intuitive cues that lead you down your spiritual path. Rumi, the renowned spiritualist, reportedly observed, "What you seek is seeking you." This insightful phrase captures the essence of spiritual awareness. Your higher self is always speaking with you, sending you messages, directing you, and vying for your attention. However, it is your responsibility to tune into this heavenly frequency and build the awareness required to understand these messages. This awakening is not a sudden occurrence. It is developed through mindfulness, which involves intentionally choosing to notice your thoughts, feelings, and experiences with detached compassion. It's about removing your judgmental glasses and viewing your world for what it is, a sequence of lessons meant to help you grow spiritually. So, how can you broaden your spiritual awareness? How do you develop this awareness? It begins with shifting your perspective, with viewing life as a spiritual growth directed by your higher self. It necessitates adopting a learning and growth attitude, realizing that every experience, whether a win or a loss, is a stepping stone towards spiritual enlightenment. Remember that your higher self is not distinct from you as you go through life. It is you, your most real, knowledgeable, and loving self. It is the guiding light that leads you through the cloudy realms of bewilderment and doubt. All you have to do is tune into its frequency, train your consciousness to discern its messages, and put your confidence in its guidance. Your spiritual consciousness will grow as you do so, allowing for a deeper connection with your higher self and a richer, more satisfying life path. Expanding your consciousness is critical to comprehending your higher self's advice. You provide a fruitful field for the seeds of wisdom that your higher self delivers as you raise your consciousness. It's similar to fine-tuning an antique radio. You must adjust the knobs to find the proper frequency, after which the static noise will disappear, giving way to crystal-clear music. This fine-tuning in your spiritual path entails quieting your mind, brushing away the continual clatter of everyday ideas, and creating room for the deep insight of your higher self. It's about transcending the trivialities of ordinary life and connecting with the universal awareness that connects us all. Consider it this way. Consider yourself in a room full with mirrors. Each mirror reflects only a portion of your existence and shows you from a different perspective. But what if you could take a step back, broaden your perspective, and see the entire room, all the mirrors, with your reflection in each one? That is what expanded consciousness accomplishes. It enables you to take a step back, look at the big picture, comprehend the interconnectivity of your experiences, and identify the counsel provided by your higher self. The cosmos, as Rumi famously remarked, is not outside of you. Examine yourself. You already have everything you desire. This is the essence of enlightenment. It is recognizing that you are not distinct from your higher self. You are one of them. As you accept this fact, you will notice that the counsel from your higher self becomes more visible, intelligible, and actionable. Finally, your path toward expanded consciousness is a return to your actual nature. It is a voyage of self-discovery, understanding, and love. And at the end of this voyage, your higher self will be patiently waiting for you to recognize that you've been home all along, listening to your inner direction. Tuning into your higher self's subtle language necessitates a great level of trust and receptivity. It's like learning a new language, one that relies on feelings, intuitions, and a sense of knowing rather than words. Assume you're at a loud party. The din is nearly overwhelming, but then you hear a familiar music gently playing in the background. How can you find that music in the midst of all the noise? The higher self is the same way. Among the din of daily existence, the higher self speaks in a language that speaks to us, a language that is uniquely ours. Intuition and feelings function as our inner compass, pointing us in the direction of our greater self. They are not only fleeting ideas or experiences. Instead, they are significant insights that point us in the right direction. According to Albert Einstein, the intuitive mind is a holy gift, and the reasoning mind is a dedicated servant. Our intuition is a direct link to our higher self, a tremendous resource that we sometimes overlook owing to our over-reliance on reasoning and reason. We frequently ignore the tremendous knowledge that exists inside our intuitive understanding in a society dominated by facts and analysis. Our intuition may give us with fresh views, creative solutions, and profound knowledge that logic and reason cannot. It is a potent tool for navigating life's problems, making educated decisions, and aligning with our real selves, and hence our higher selves. A fundamental problem in connecting with your higher self is differentiating the sound of your ego from the whisper of your actual inner voice. The ego, like a spoiled kid, frequently cries the loudest, competing for attention with its worries, anxieties, and judgments. It speaks in terms of comparison, competition, and limitation, creating noise that easily drowns out the calm voice of your higher self. Your higher self, on the other hand, speaks in a softer, quieter tone. It's the voice of love, knowledge, and endless opportunity, encouraging you to develop, be compassionate, and comprehend. Unlike the ego, which acts in extremes of right or wrong, good or terrible, the higher self unfolds life's colorful tapestry with its infinite shades of gray, promoting tolerance and acceptance. The ego drains you, makes you nervous, or makes you unhappy, but your higher self provides you with serenity, pleasure, and harmony. It's like contrasting the scorching noon light with the lovely warmth of an evening sun. It may take some time to become aware of this small distinction, but keep in mind that, like with any new talent, practice makes perfect. Rumi, a 13th century Persian poet, wonderfully encapsulates this notion in his poetic words. God's language is silence. Everything else is bad translation. We may hear our higher self in quiet, discern its voice from the cacophony of our ego, and follow its divine advice. So the next time you're feeling confused, try quieting your thoughts. Allow your higher self to guide you home by listening to the stillness. The way to connection with your higher self is frequently built with persistent spiritual activities that serve as a guide, guiding you towards a path of self-awareness and intuitive strengthening. Consider these activities to be your spiritual workout, a routine that will build your spiritual muscles and increase your intuitive ability. Just like your body needs exercise to keep in shape, your intuition requires frequent usage to be sharp. Meditation, for example, helps to calm the mind, allowing the voice of your higher self to come into focus. It's similar to tuning a radio, aligning yourself with the frequency that resonates with your higher self's insight. Affirmations may serve as strong reminders of your inner knowledge and potential, allowing you to connect with the energy of your higher self, gradually changing your ideas and beliefs from the realm of ego to the domain of spiritual understanding. You may tap into your inner wisdom and unleash your full potential by repeating inspiring affirmations to yourself, such as, "I am wise and capable," or "I am worthy." These affirmations assist you in aligning with your higher self's energy, gradually moving your ideas and beliefs from the narrow viewpoint of the ego to the broad realm of spiritual awareness. Mindfulness, on the other hand, urges you to interact with the present moment, to experience life in its most natural, unfiltered state. It's an invitation to see your existence without the ego's interpretative lens. By practicing mindfulness, you will become more aware of the subtle nudges from your higher self, the intuitive whispers that are frequently disregarded in the hustle and bustle of life. The calmer you become, according to Ram Dass, a spiritual teacher and author, the more you can hear these activities. Meditation, affirmations, and mindfulness all draw us into the domain of stillness, where we may hear the voice of our higher selves. A consistent dedication to these practices can elevate them to the level of holy ritual, serving as a conduit to the divine wisdom inside you. In conclusion, we are not alone travelers on our trip through life, but rather bear the heavenly company of our higher self. This silent guide, our inner guru, is not something different from us, but rather the very core of who we are, an undercurrent of knowledge flowing under the surface of our conscious brains. When we bridge the gap between our conscious and higher selves, we enter a state of oneness and alignment with the vibrations of the cosmos. This internal alignment is a transforming force, the effects of which may be seen in our outward environment. This harmony begins to show up in our relationships, professional lives, health, and general well-being. We may notice that decisions are coming more naturally, synchronicities are happening more regularly, and life appears to flow with ease and grace. We also notice that our behaviors, ideas, and decisions are more in line with our genuine aspirations and purpose. When we step into this alignment, we take on a new role in our life's path, not only as a participant, but as a co-creator. Our higher self acts as a compass, directing us on our path, and we have the free choice to follow this advice and realize our ambitions. We become active players in the wonderful symphony of life as we learn to dance in tune with our higher self. Once you make a choice, the universe conspires to make it happen. As Ralph Waldo Emerson so eloquently stated, this quotation captures the core of our co-creative role, reminding us that our aligned decisions, supported by the knowledge of our higher self, have the ability to change our reality. When we learn to unite our human will with the divine will of our higher self, we enter the realm of co-creation and begin to write the glorious tale of our lives. With each intentional choice,